Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be discussing how to handle criticism when it comes to business. How do you handle criticism when you want to get into entrepreneurship? Is it a channel you want to start, maybe a YouTube channel? Do you have some strong opinions you want to start putting out there on social media? Do you have a business you want to start? How do you handle criticism generally when it comes to entrepreneurship, or let's say content creation, stuff like that? So are you scared that people won't like you, your ideas, or your products? Are you kind of insecure that if you put yourself out there, if you put your business out there, people are not going to like you, maybe for your looks, maybe for your personality, maybe for your ideas? First of all, you have to have it in mind that everybody, in fact, let me not generalize, 90% of people out there also have the same fear as you. They're also scared. That's why people don't really put themselves out there, because they're afraid of backlash, they're afraid of people criticizing them, they're afraid of people judging them. So you're not alone. That's the first thing you have to note. You're not alone. Every other person out there, majority of the people out there, are also scared of this same issue, especially when you have to express your uniqueness and put yourself out there in a vulnerable way. There can be a lot of judgments, there can be a lot of criticism and stuff like that. So there's a heavy price, or let me not scare you, there's a price to pay for being unique. So because of this fear people have, most people are afraid to exactly express how they feel, or exactly put their uniqueness out there. When it comes to business or entrepreneurship, they try to blend themselves, or they try to copy what everyone else is doing, so they're not going to stand out, or so they're not going to be singled out. So they try to copy what everyone else is doing, so they're just going to blend, or they're just going to flow with the wind or flow with the waters. But at the end of the day, what do you want for yourself? Do you prefer following the way, following the crowd, and just being like everyone else? Or do you prefer expressing your uniqueness and standing out, and then being criticized by a few people? What do you prefer? Do you want to follow the crowd and just be like everyone else, and just do what everyone else is doing, follow the same pattern everyone else is following? Or are you going to dare to differ? Are you going to dare to be different? Are you going to dare to do something else, or do something other people don't do something others have never done, express your ideas even though they're controversial? Are you going to dare to do that? Also have in mind that not all criticism is bad. We live in a world today where people are kind of too soft. Not all criticism is bad. It's going to be an advantage for you to take criticism with a growth mindset. When people criticize you, try to analyze the criticism. I know that some haters online, and there are some people who generally just hate and they don't say anything useful. But then when people criticize you, sometimes try to look at their criticism. That's a very good source of feedback if you use it in a positive way. That's a very good source of feedback, because what those people are actually criticizing can be true. Some people are not going to like the way I do my videos, and some people might come to the comments and tell me, oh, this guy, you don't do this, maybe you don't look at the camera, maybe you look away too much. And I might see those comments and just choose to ignore them and say, oh, these guys are hating and stuff like that, come and do it if it's easier and stuff like that. But then if I try to analyze what these guys are telling me, and try to put in the work to improve myself, that's going to be a source of feedback. People actually pay for feedback. So when you have criticism, don't always turn a deaf ear to criticism, or don't always assume that people are just haters. Sometimes, even though the criticism might be harsh, they can also be a source of improvement to you if you use them positively. So generally, take criticism when you're entering into entrepreneurship or content creation or whatever you're doing. Take criticism with a growth mindset, especially when these people, you feel like they're trying to really get their points across. So you have to take constructive criticism. Sorry if I didn't add constructive previously, but you have to take constructive criticism with a growth mindset, and that can help you greatly to improve. And then when it comes to haters, people who just want to hate you, and people who really don't have anything important to tell you, when it comes to comments like that, you're supposed to just totally ignore those comments. You don't have to reply. You don't have to answer, you don't have to explain yourself. You're just supposed to totally ignore those comments because they're not worth your time. The only comments you should give any energy to is constructive criticism. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there, put your uniqueness out there. If you have a conviction, if you have your own set of ideas, even though they might be controversial, even though they might not be accepted by a large group of people, or they might not be accepted by the crowd, still dare to differ, dare to put yourself out there, dare to express yourself. You know, even though some people are not going to like you, some other people who align with your views, who align with what you're doing, are going to eventually find you, and the reward is greater than the risk eventually. So guys, that's the end of this video, and remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to my next video.